What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to my top 5 potential surprise midfielders for the Fantasy Premier League season 2017-2018. Now this video is going to focus on midfielders that aren't the big names like Eden Hazard, Alexis Sanchez, Dele Alli, even Joshua King. Players that we're pretty confident are going to do well in the Fantasy Premier League season come 2017-2018. These are the players that had decent stats in the last 10 game weeks, and if they carry that form on, could be massive differentials for us if we plan and pick the right one. Now this episode of the top 5 surprise midfielders for 2017-2018 is brought to you today by the FPL Today t-shirt. Make sure to check out the link in the description down below to get yourself an FPL Today t-shirt or mug or any other merchandise to help support and go along with the rebranding of this channel. Anyway, on with the episode, and today we are looking at the midfielders that could make a massive difference, and we're starting off with number 5, and that is Nathan Redmond. Now this comes with an asterisk of me having just last week watched the under-21s performance against Germany and watching Nathan Redmond miss a penalty. With my confidence in Nathan Redmond being rather low, that is why he's coming in at number 5. But you can't deny the fact that he has some decent stats that could convert to FPL points in the next season. We're estimating that he's probably going to come in around the 6 million mark still, so that isn't too bad a value. Last year's score was 126, which is one of the best in this list. He had 12 appearances in the last 10 game weeks though, which is one of the reasons why he may have better stats than some midfielders. He only managed to score 2 goals in those 12 appearances, however. His attempts and his shots from inside the box were quite good though, at 21 and 11 apiece. However, big chances wise, he had 0 big chances in those 12 games. Big chances generally considered chances that should have been scored by players. So we like it when players have big chances, but we want a decent conversion on that. He had no big chances. He did, however, have 8 shots on target, which gives him a shot accuracy of 38.1% and a goal conversion of 9.5. Total assists, now that includes actual assists and assists that have been given by FPL. Again, he had 0 assists in total, so he would have got no assist points in those last 10 games. However, the fixtures do fall kindly for Southampton because of home games and changes in the fixture list due to West Ham. So Swansea, West Ham, both home games to start the season off, with Huddersfield away, then Watford at home, and then Crystal Palace away. So a good first 5 fixtures makes Nathan Redmond and others like maybe Dusan Tadic and Buffal options for our Fantasy Premier League teams when the game drops on the 10th of July. Coming in at number 4, and it's Marko Arnautovic. Now Marko Arnautovic is an out of position midfielder usually. They usually put him at Stoke further up the pitch in a very forward attacking role, and sometimes he's the most advanced player in that Stoke side. We're estimating his price is going to come in at 7 million, and last year he scored 117 points. Now Stoke are a strange animal because sometimes they can go on a stretch where they seem unbeatable or at least very good and maybe potentially breaking into like a top 8 slot, and then they usually fall off. So who knows what will happen with Stoke, but Arnautovic at certain times can be a great differential for your sides. In the last 10 game weeks of last season, he had 9 appearances. He only scored 1 goal, but his attempts and shots from inside were at 20 and 15 apiece, which is a great return from a player. If only he could have converted more of those chances. He had 8 big chances, so the fact he only scored 1 goal from 8 big chances is a bit of a worry. But if he ups that conversion, then of course suddenly we're going to be looking at a player that's getting a lot of Fantasy Premier League points. He had 4 shots on target, which means his shot accuracy was at 20% and his goal conversion was at 5%, so a really poor goal conversion. But he did also get 4 total assists, and the fixtures, while not very kind for Stoke, do have some fixtures in there like West Brom and Newcastle where he could get you points. Coming in at number 3, and this very much depends on whether you're bringing in Joshua King, but it's Junior Stanislas. Now, he had periods last season where he was dropped by Eddie Howe, so a bit worried that he may not be a guaranteed first team player. However, at an estimated price of potentially 6 million and last year's score of 107 points, he could be a great option for us. He had 6 appearances out of 10 game weeks at the tail end of the season. He managed to get 3 goals in those 6 appearances though. With 12 attempts on goal, and 5 from inside the box and 3 big chances. Now potentially he converted all 3 of his big chances, which is great, and he had 3 shots on target in total, giving him a goal conversion and shot accuracy of 25%. He had no assists however, but we do know Stanislas has a record of assists in the Premier League, so that's not too much of a worry. Fixture list for West Brom isn't too bad, with West Brom away, then Watford at home, and also Brighton in game week 5 at home. So a mixed bag with Man City and Arsenal in game weeks 3 and 4, but other than that, potential points there for Bournemouth. Coming in at number 2, and it's Andre Ayew. Last 10 game weeks for West Ham was when he started to perform for us. Unfortunately, he did pick up an injury, but the season before that, Andre Ayew was a great option at Swansea as well, which is why he comes in at number 2. With an estimated price at 7 million and last year's score of 89 points, he had 11 appearances in the last 10 game weeks and got 4 goals in total, with 21 attempts on goal and 17 of them coming from inside the box. He had 7 big chances in total and he had 10 shots on target. So all of those stats look very, very promising. Now there is of course Manuel Lanzini and Michael Antonio to consider in that side as well. Antonio and Lanzini may in fact even come in cheaper than Andre Ayew, but out of the last 10 game weeks, Andre Ayew is the one that stood out, and he had a shot accuracy of 47.6% and a goal conversion of 19%, also picking up 2 total assists. And the fixture list isn't too kind on West Ham, but Newcastle, Huddersfield and West Brom all potentially winnable games, despite the fact that 2 of those are away. And then finally we come on to my number 1 pick, and it is Wilfried Zaha. If you've ever listened to me on the Fantasy Football Surgery podcast, then you will know that I wrote the book on Wilfried Zaha, so I know what I'm talking about here. So hopefully my predictions here are going to be right. We believe he's going to come in at 6 million, and last year's score he managed to get 149 points. Crystal Palace do have a new manager now in Frank de Boer, so who knows how that's going to change things. But in the last 10 game weeks of last season, he had 11 appearances, getting 2 goals. He had 18 attempts, 16 of which came from inside the box, and 2 big chances with 4 shots on target. His shot accuracy was at 22.2% and his goal conversion at 11.1%. Total assists he managed to get 3 as well, and Crystal Palace don't have too bad at beginning to the season, with the likes of Huddersfield and Swansea at home and Burnley away. Do have Liverpool away though, which will be a tough fixture in game week 2. So guys, there is my top 5 potential surprise midfielders for us in the Fantasy Premier League 2017-2018 season. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button for me, hit that notification bell if you want to know when FPL videos go live on the FPL Today YouTube channel. And also subscribe if you're new, and check out my Patreon if you want to help support the channel, and check out any merch in the links down below. With all that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.